know what I mean? Like 2006 style, though. You know what I mean? I'm being like.
I was 16 years old, and I had three choices: either become a tailor, a carpenter, or a barber. And I chose a barber because they had the white jackets and they looked like a doctor. So I figured, being that I was born in another country, I looked like a doctor, which is a barber, with a white jacket. That's why I chose to be a barber. I went to school in New York to become a barber, and I had regular school. We changed from 19th Street to 42nd Street, which was graduation, and I went to school for it. My name is Joe, so I got the J for Mr. J.
I chose to become a barber in 2013. I decided to embark on this trade just because you get to meet different people from all paths of life, especially in this kind of setting, in this town, which is very family oriented. And it's a very edifying trade because you get to know people from different backgrounds and their walks of life. It's edifying. You benefit both ways. And you get to make people feel, good about themselves with a fresh haircut. It boosts up their self-esteem. And it's gratifying for us as a barber as well. The person who taught me how to be a barber, his name is Manny Vasquez. He's the owner of Mr. J's. He was very, very patient with me. I was the first woman barber in his barbershop. So he taught me from shaves to fades, customer service. So I want to say it's been about 11 years that I've been under his wing.
I've been doing it all my life. It's a trade, it's an art, it's a mixture of everything, And now my customer are no longer customers. I only work part-time now, 3 days a week I come over here, but I don't come over here just for the money. I just like to hang around and meet people, my old people that now are my friends. They used to be customers, but now they've been here for 60 years. Now they've become my friends. I feel like I know them for so long. I know their problems, the good stuff and the bad stuff, and sometimes I suggest things that helps them out. Just the difference between me and Debbie. She does fades and all this kind of haircuts. I don't do that. She does shaves. I don't do that. I just do regular haircuts.
Both in art and trade, because now 2025 barbering has become also a brand. It expresses creativity. It has, its business aspects, and now with technology, you're branding yourself constantly through social media. And barbering also includes fades, designs, color, texturing. So I think it's a combination of both.
What is your best and worst experience as a barber, or worst and best experience?
While I was in school, I had a guy come in and he was like drunk, and they wanted a shave. So I gave him a shave, and when I got around the chin, he decided to cough on me, and he lifted his head up while I had the razor on his chin, and I cut him. So from then on, I says, I'll let the teacher finish it. That was my worst experience. I cut the guy. But he coughed, he lifted his head up, while I was shaving. That's pretty bad.
I'll start with the worst. My worst experience as a barber was the beginning of the trade because as a woman, men weren't very receptive, especially I was beginning to learn. So that was, I guess, the worst part of becoming a barber. And the best part about it is that, again, I get to meet people from different walks of life. I also take this trade to help people who can't make it to the shop. Like in my hours after work, I would go to rehabs or hospitals, or even homes here in town where people, maybe they got into a car accident or they fell or they're going through physical therapy and they can't physically make it to the shop. I myself will go out of my way to help them, and that's the gratifying part, like I said, about this trade. You can be a barber anywhere.
The best experience is being here. You know, being here 60 years later, and I'm still, people still want me. People still ask for me.
Would you recommend being a barber for the next generation?
Of course, especially if you enjoy dealing with people. It gives you a lot of pleasure, you know? You get to hear good news and you hear to bad news. And you're trying to say to yourself, well, my life is not that bad compared to what I just heard, you know? So you feel better.
I see you next week.
Don't work too hard.
Take care.
Oh, 100%. Especially if you're a social, creative person. Like I said, barbering is something, it's global. You can be a barber anywhere. And now everything is just at the reach of your hands. You can brand yourself through social media. And definitely it's a very beneficial trade.